Hello, Mr. Ed. Let's see, today is February the 7th, first Saturday of the month, coming at you live from Studio B Productions right here at St. Joseph Abbey. I thank all of y'all for joining me this morning. I already got a bunch of people out there watching. BS Tree Snuggler from Germany, Trish Sanders from Massachusetts, Jim Bricky from Green City, Missouri, Deborah from Montana. Uh, so thank all of y'all for joining me this morning. And I got to start it off with just expressing my gratitude to all of you that follow along with my channel on YouTube. It's very humbling for me to um, like to open myself up, and then you all just accept me so lovingly, and I truly appreciate it. That the fact that I'm nobody special or have any great talents that are noteworthy, but your support of what I do here at the Abbey and the videos that I make is just overwhelming, and I really truly appreciate everybody that watches my channel, from the casual viewer to the subscriber to the member. All of you all mean so much to me, which is one of the reasons why I feel almost obligated that at least once a month I can go live and communicate with you all directly, because I post these videos every week, and it's not like I'm doing this without an awareness of you all out there, because I truly do that. When I'm shooting video, I am thinking about all of you all and thinking about what you would want to do or want to see me do in my videos. So you're always in my mind, and I appreciate it so very much for the support, for the generosity, for the kindness, for your comments and everything else. Thomas, thank you so much. You're the greatest, Thomas. Hey, so I know you just went, Thomas. I know you just went to that. What is it? The American Bee Federation? Is that where you went? No. It's I should read the comment from the WAWMWHBE in Madison, Wisconsin. So it must be Madison, the Wisconsin. When did bees? When do bees get married? When they find honey. There you go. Good one. Hey, Ricky, good morning. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a lot of people already that I missed coming on, but thank y'all for doing that. I was doing my little ramble on this morning, and I got so much to talk about. The table is full of stuff that I just would love to, hopefully we'll be able to get to it. So Phil Andrews, good morning. John S. Oh yeah, I'm looking for Lent this year. Looking forward to Lent, and then of course Easter. HC Restoration, and y'all did your first harvest last year. Congratulations, James Olson. Bees live in sin. Grando Honey from West Texas. Oh, look at that, Loma Vista Bees. Good morning. Who was that? Mickey. Oh my goodness, it's too much. Joey, bag of donuts. Look what this. So Sean has already gifted 5 new. The next 5 commenters, you're all going to get memberships to my channel. So that's Brian and Jennifer, Katie Pillar, Trish Sanders, Haley's Homestead, and Paisley Chicken. All of you just got a membership for 1 month to my channel. So thank you, Sean, very much for doing that for those people and for me, and let them be able to sneak in there and watch some of the members only videos. Good morning, Trish and Tom. I would love to get a full haircut. I really got to get this stuff cut, and it's maybe somebody will start a GoFundMe thing for us so I can get all this cut, because I'll tell you what, it's going to take that poor Barbara lady. I'm going to be in her chair for a long time. Good morning, Huckleberry. Terry, all the way from Maine, cold, shivering Maine. Jason Bowman, man, oh, you guys joining us on. Thank you from Pearl River, right down up the road from me. Look at that, easy reader. Good morning. Looks Bryce from is it Maine? Is that where you're from, Bryce? Bryce, I know it's up in that northeast part. Richard Ward from Mid Michigan. Woo! Annie McLean, Belfast, North Ireland. All right, all the way across the pond, huh? And she says, my cousin lives in your hometown, which is, I hope that's Abita Springs. Yeah, Katie, Sean did you a nice favor. Now make sure for the people that just got to be members, make sure you check out those members only videos while you're a member, because it's the only time that you'll be able to watch them is if you're a member. Good morning, Karen. And Sherry Cheney from Georgia, but soon to be a Floridian, Florida Ridian, something like that. Robert Hilliard, good morning from Denton, Texas. D.A. Spires, good morning. Ron Sowers from Atchison, Kansas. Oh my goodness, you guys are just loading up the comments. I really need to have somebody else here to read the comments, because I got so much stuff to talk about. You better get a haircut. Dirt Rooster beat with cutouts, but the swarm catch this year, it's going to be a challenging one. Oh, heat wave of 49 today. We're actually going to go all the way up to 70 today. It's going to warm up. It was, when I left the house, it was 46 this morning. So it's going to warm up really good here. Red Horse 200 from Toledo, Ohio. Beekeepers hobbyist. All right, let's see. If you ever have a class, I would love to attend. Well, I go to 2 bee meetings here in our area. The one in Abita Springs, I don't even know what that one is called, and then the one in Franklinton, which is the Washington St. Tammany Beekeepers Club. And I speak at both of those frequently. In fact, I spoke at each one of the meetings last month. I did a presentation in Abita last night on Thursday night on swarms and swarm traps, and I did the same talk up in Franklin a month ago. So join the club, or come down and visit us at our clubs, or come visit me here at the Abbey. And for those that would like to come make a visit here at the Abbey, you're more than welcome to. Reach out prior to your visit and get in touch with me so that I can make sure that I'll be here, because there's no guarantee that I'm going to be here when you do it. All right. I got to get. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I got to get started, because there is no way I'm gonna get through all this stuff, because I really do want to talk about. It's going to be a lot of it's got to be concentrating on the Navi 2026 this year, because that's what so much of this stuff is from. So every year, most of y'all know that Cayman Reynolds puts on the biggest bee show in North America, the North American Honeybee Expo. And every year it just keeps getting bigger and better. And the attendees, they become more and more. And I know not everyone is able to go to it. It's a sad fact that everyone can't go to that for the varied reasons that they can't go. But if it's possible for you to attend this one year, it's just worth it. I know the expense, that's which is one of the reasons why most can't attend, is the expense. But if that part can be overcome, then the benefits of going really are worth it, because there are so many vendors there with all the bee products and stuff that that all of us beekeepers love, and the price break that you get on it, that's just, it almost pays for the entrance to the event. If you have to be get like big ticket items like equipment, like extractors, whatever, those kind of things. But then you get, I mean, world class speakers. This year, I didn't have to speak at all. This year, all I had to do was just asked to walk around and talk to people, and I did. That's what I did, and it was just so wonderful talking with literally hundreds and hundreds of you. I think there's no one great part about that event, but the part that it just rings so true in my heart of how happy an event it is the opening of that video when I posted that video on Navi 2026. Um, the walking that line of people waiting to get in for the very first day. That line had to extend out of the door half a mile, three-quarters of a mile. Unbelievable, unbelievable long line. And as I was going down, it's just so overwhelming to me that the people that know who I am just from my videos, and they just want to smile and wave and Mr. Ed, Mr. Ed, and it touches my heart. It really does, and it just makes the event so much more meaningful to me. Now, on top of all the great people that attend, the attendees, and the speakers, um, and the vendors, then they have the honey show and all. Man, there's just endless amount of stuff that goes on. 3 days isn't enough, really, to really take in the whole thing. But that's all it is, 3 days. And I would get there at 7 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't leave till they shut it down at 6 o'clock, and I still didn't get to see everything. But then, of course, that's my fault too, because I talked to everybody that I possibly could have talked to. So I think before, and I'm sorry I can't address all your comments here, because I'm having a hard time just thinking of what I want to say, as well as look. So I thank all of you all that are here this morning, and leaving these comments. And I saw bunches of you already, at Navi. Clay Verne, I mean Eric. Let's see, who else? That's and the Woobling Bees, Frankie and Tracy. In fact, so look. That's it. I got to stop talking, and I got to show you, um, uh, what I got to show you. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just show you the honey, that people brought to me while I was there. And the first evening when I got there, even before the show began, uh, it's terrible. My memory is just gone, and I can't remember him or his wife's name. I remember their faces vividly. I just can't remember the names. And he came up, and he's from Australia. Um, and I forget what part. It might be Sydney. I think it is Sydney. And he came up to me, and he came all the way from Australia to go to Navi. And one of his main reasons to go there was he wanted to see me and introduce himself to me. And when he did, he brought me some of his honey. Look at this. This is just beautiful honey. Actually brought me 2 bottles of his honey. And this one, let's see, this one is, no, this one is a chili infused honey. Let's see if I can get in the camera. High Marsh honey. And there's some wording on the back. It says, our red hot chili infused South Australian honey is a unique flavor combination of sweet and heat, perfect for drizzling on pizza, wings, ribs, or spicing up your favorite marinade and stir fry. So that was the first one they brought. And then the other one, and is this one any special? So it says, enjoy our 100% South Australia natural raw honey with a delicious, smooth, caramelish taste. Used as natural sweetener, drizzled on toast, porridge, or crumpets, or swirled into smoothies. That's really small print, and my eyes really can't read all that good. But not only did he bring me his honey, but he also brought me honey from another beekeeper in Australia that watches my bee channel. There's actually quite a few Aussies that watch my videos and leave comments. And so this one is Dad and Daughter's Honey. And he asked, I can't remember his name. He told me that this guy and his daughter wanted to make sure that I got one of their bottles of honey. So thank you all very much for doing that. Let me put that on the side. All right. The next batch is from Borough Bees. Now Jim is given me honey before, but he had brought me two of them because I really do like the goldenrod honey. It's just, I think it's an acquired taste, but man, this stuff is excellent. Now Jim's labels are up on the honey wall already, so he's been a long time viewer. Let's see what else we got. Unfortunately, I did not write who this came from, but it's some creamed honey. And yeah, I already did taste that. Very, very good creamed honey. This honey is actually from Canada. Got even a little bee part in it, it looks like. It is from Aromath Apiaries. And a beautiful looking honey. Let me see if I can get that in the camera for y'all. It's weird to hold these things because it's opposite. I can't even do it. So that's some of their honey, some beautiful. I love the color of that. I didn't taste this one yet. And this is from my buddy Jimmy Reinhardt. And Jimmy's got a YouTube channel. He's up in West Virginia, and he's got a YouTube called Jimmy's Neighborhood Bees. Let me show that up there, right there. And Jimmy and his wife came down right after Navi. They came down to the Abbey because she's got family here in Louisiana. And they visited me here at the Abbey, and they brought me some of their honey, as well as Jimmy is a sailor. They're both retired from the Navy, and Jimmy is a sailor. And he sailed around the Caribbean for 5 months on this boat right here. And he wrote himself a little book, and he gave me a book on it. No, Jimmy, I haven't started reading it yet, but I am. I am going to read it. And then the other thing that I got was from Chris Kessner. He's in, I think it's Tennessee. And he gave me some of his, this is the coconut honey. Yeah, chocolate honey, honey right here, infused honey. And Chris not only does honeybees, but he also is a iron worker, forger. And he's already made for me some tools to help with the cutouts. And he also made for me this year a hive tool that this will end right here, scrapes the bars to clean off from the top of the hive, to clean all those nasty propolis and all that stuff off. And then a very narrow lipped tool to get inside the boxes to break them apart. Great tool. And I'll be putting this to use very, very shortly because I got tons of equipment to clean up. And then I think the most unique looking honey, at least, was this honey that came from Florida called swamp honey. Now look at this. Now this isn't infused. This is just the color of it. But look at the color of this honey. Huh? Look at that. Green honey. How many of y'all would eat green honey? I know I would because I did. And this was actually one of the honeys that was in the honey tasting thing that they had there. So, but it's green honey. And so that was all the honey that I got. Now I got tons of little gifts as well. Um, I got some really nice bee earrings. I'm gonna give these to Charlie because I think Charlie looked really good with those wearing those ears. Let's see. Um, I'm sorry, I don't know where it came from. That's the case. I should have written down all this stuff so I would know where it came from. Oh, I forgot to say one thing. The guy from Australia that gave me the honey right here, he also gave me two hats from his. These are his hats, and one of them is for me, one of them is for Charlie. And I still haven't told Charlie yet, so Charlie's gonna get to pick whichever one he wants. So got some hats too. Um, and then somebody also gave me a queen cage, and I don't remember who it was that gave it to me, but they have written. I know it's going to be very difficult for you all to see that, but he wrote on it, "Thanks for watching. Keep on watching. God bless, Mr. Ed." And then on the backside is "Thank you, Jesus." So I got me a metal queen cage now. So I might even be using this in some of our videos. And then finally, finally, we had there were several people that now begin making their own prison shanks, and I don't remember who made this one. I should have written the name down. I'm sorry. I apologize. But I got these are I'm going to keep all these things in the office because I just love the 3D printed ones. This is probably the fourth one that I've got, not from him, but from different people that will make them and send them to me. And then I also got a handmade one from David, and I can't read the last name. And it says, "Thank you for your friendship to Mr. Ed, Navi 26, and keep on watching." So another hive shank that's going to be going up into the office. Now, I made a few shanks myself this year as kind of like things you can remember Navi by. And these are the ones that I made, Navi 2026. And instead of using plywood, which I usually use, I use solid wood for these things. So many people were the lucky recipients of these things, but unfortunately, you had to go to Navi to get one of these things. I only have a few left. I gave almost all of them away. And I think, yeah, that's all oh, wait, that isn't all the stuff. I also received from Premier. This is really nice. They gave me one of their shirts, Premier Beekeeping Products, gave me one of their shirts to wear. And I'll be wearing this one day. You'll probably be seeing this on a video one day. And of course, my buddy John Hill at Hillco, he gave Mr. Ed this nice what is it, a hoodie. And I'm telling you, this thing, as you all know, I do not like cold weather. This thing is really nice. I really like it. And the hood part, oh boy, it really does keep the heat in. And not only did that, he said, "Look, Mr. Ed, you need to put some of these things up in your honey house." So he gave me a couple of their decals, their stickers. So I'll be putting these things up in the honey house for sure. But I also did get something from John that I really am wanting to use and try out. And he gave me a set of these heavy duty springs that you mount on your feet, on the legs of whatever machine, your extractor. I'm going to use this on my honey wax separator because I'm having issues by bolting it to the ground. It's starting to form a crack in one of the legs just because it's so rigid. And so these springs are designed to bounce and then that take away that rigidity, which will then relieve that stress that's on those legs. So I got a whole set of them, and these will be mounted on my my honey wax separator very shortly, because I'm gonna be using them for sure. I'll be using them this year. So, all right, that's enough for right now. Let me look at your questions, because I'm sorry that I haven't been looking at them. Let's see. Love the honey swap. There's a lot of people that did the honey swap. I didn't do the honey swap, but I did bring some of our Abbey honey um, to the honey tasting thing, so that was really good. Uh, uh, what's Karen? I guess what does this taste like? Let's see. I'm gonna tell you again because I forgot. Tastes just like honey. It really does. That's good though. It's good. Yeah, that's it. A St. Patty's Day honey. That is good. Let's see. I see both Frank and Tracy Woobling from Woobling Bees. They're on right now, and I'm gonna got something else to show their stuff in a little bit. Um, Jim Wilder from Ohio. Look at that. John Hill is just another guy who is class act. Baker Bees, Brian, good morning. And Lee, what are y'all hanging out together? Because that's Baker Bees, Brian from Baker Bees, and Lee from Kodiak Farms. Great to have you out this morning. So Loma Vista Bees says that every time he turned the corner, I was there. But that's not really true, because when I would, wherever I was, it's like there was a line that formed. It was like a queen bee, like wherever the queen is, all the workers around it. It's unbelievable, the attention that I received, and I'm telling you, it's humbling to me, because I truly don't. I'm nobody special, but you all make me feel very special, and I thank y'all very much. Yes. So Todd was there. Todd from Loma Vista. He was walking around with a little hat with lights on it. It was, I think it was for a smoker, if I remember right. All right. So got that part out of the way. Now let me move on to the next part, which is the labels that I've gotten over the last month. And I'm gonna start out, for those that don't know it, in our honey house, I have been collecting labels now for going on 3 years. And there is a section in our honey house that is growing, that I put all the labels from beekeepers who send me their labels. I put them up on the wall. And with the addition of what I've got right now, I know I'm going to be over my door with it. So I've got it scheduled that within the next couple of weeks, depending on the work with the bees, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to shoot a video just to show everybody their labels that they have sent me, because the honey house is looking really good with all those labels. So let me get started with the labels, because I've got quite a few of them. And this one is from Hudson Barnett, and it is Barnett's Bees, and he sent me a bunch of them. So here's some of his labels right here. And where are you from? Holiday, Tennessee. Here's another size. So I like getting multiple labels, because I try to group them all together. That way you get your own little spot on the wall. So these are Barnett's Bees. Very nice. I like this. Of course, I love them all. I love them all. And he did send me a bunch of them. That kind of looks like Charlie. All right. That's Barnett's Bees. The next one is, so this one I got just Thursday night from a beekeeper, and he lives in Gramercy, Louisiana. I think it's Gramercy. Um, Dusty Bees, and here's his label right there. Rusty's, Rusty's Bees. Let's see, who is this one from? From Frank Nemec, from a Sonic MA. I don't know what MA is. Maine, Massachusetts. I don't know. I should know all that stuff, but I don't. And his is Forge Falls Apiary, Southern Massachusetts. There it is. And here's his label right there. Very nice. I love the bees. And let's see, we got this one right here. Oh, I got a little letter in this one. It says, it's from Elaine Palmer. And it says, Mr. Ed, we absolutely love to watch you on YouTube. You're amazing and always smiling. My husband, Will, who's a full-time lobsterman, started a couple of beehives as a hobby. We now have 14 hives and 8 years of trials and tribulations. We sell honey to Northwoods Nectar in Eagle Lake, Maine, and Sweet Hook Farm in Newcastle, Maine. Jazzy is over 8 years old. Jazzy is our 8-year-old Springer Spaniel who's been with us since our first, hence the name Jazzy Bees. And this is their label, Jazzy Bees, from Booth Bay, Maine. Is it Maine? Look at this. That, and you see the bee on the dog's nose, right? There you go. Great label. And it's great that you incorporate your favorite pet in there as well. All right, so all the next stuff, all the next labels, and it's a bunch of them, came from when I was at Navi. So I got a ton of those. Now, and I'm gonna start off with the one that's the most, and it was very interesting. This couple, the husband approached me early on and said that his wife. Hold on a second. Hold a second. I got some visitors right now from Pennsylvania. Joe Perrette, his grandson, Winston Jackson, who you're not going to believe this. So Jackson and his sister, they were in a video of mine. It's got to be 6 years ago that they came down here, and when Jackson, I think, was in the 3rd grade, I think it might have been, he sent me this. I'm gonna get it because it's on the wall right here. So this is what Jackson, come here. This is what Jackson sent me. How long ago was that? Can you get right back here? Can you get right here? So Jackson, what's your last name?
Brett Davwa.
What is it?
Brett Davwa.
Brett Davwa. And y'all are in Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah.
And so y'all visiting your grandpa right now?
Yeah.
Cool. So do you remember sending me that?
Yeah.
I think Joe said you were in the 3rd grade when you did that.
I was in 3rd grade.
And your sister and you all came down a couple of years ago. Remember, we worked some bees out there in the yard.
Yeah.
And so now you're a beekeeper, right?
No.
You're smart, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you for this.
You're welcome.
And before you leave, I'm gonna get y'all some honey. You hear? I'll make sure your grandpa brings you some.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Jackson.
you.
Thanks for all this stuff. Look at that. So we got people from Pennsylvania dropping in to see Mr. Ed. Good to see you, Jackson. And I'll see you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. So getting back to Navi and the labels, that was unexpected. I met the husband early on in the show, and he said, "Mr. Ed, I got some labels for you. My wife is a design graphic person, and she makes labels, and she's got a bunch of them for you. And their name is Marcel and Christine Holyard. I hope I'm saying that correctly, from High Hill Honey Company. And this is the label that they use on their honey. But because she's a design lady, she came up with all kinds of designs, and they're very silly. Now I'm going to go through these things. I'll show them up real quick, but they're funny. This one, so delightful. Grandma calls it cozy Christmas honey. Getting out of your PJs optional. Now these aren't the ones that go in their jars, but these are the ones she sent them. So festive, Dad calls it up on the high top honey. Sweeten up for St. Nick's nice list, for the nice list. You got to be nice people to get these. Festive Dad calls it, oh, we already did that one. So festive, Grandpa calls it Jingle Bees Honey. In the hive, they go buzzing all the way. The next one, so soothing. Mom calls it cozy weekend. Oh, we did that one already. Oh, it's a different color. That's why it looks this different. So soothing. Grandma calls it elixir honey. Prescription not required. So buttery. Dad calls it movie night honey. Go ahead, have an extra squirt. So sticky. Dad calls it stuck on you, honey. Be mine. Don't forget to wash your hands. So sticky. Grandma calls it stuck on you, honey. Don't forget to wash your hands either. So floral. Mom calls it flower power honey. You don't have to be a hippie to dig it. America the Beautiful honey. Look at that. Just wanted to say welcome home, honey, because home is where my honey is. Happy birthday, honey. Let's get sweeter every year. Oh, look at this. So so floral. Grandpa calls it funeral home honey. Death never tasted so sweet. Those are all the labels that she had given me over there. A lot of labels. Very, very imaginative on that. Now, speaking of imaginative, I'm gonna have to dig through the pile to find this one, because this was another one that was just stood out from the crowd, not because it was, something beautiful or extra special, but it was extra special because this little girl she couldn't have been more than 7. No, she couldn't have been more than 7. And her dad came up to me, and she had this little backpack on, and she's just all excited because she got to see Mr. Ed, because she watches my videos. And she said, Mr. Ed, I got something for you. My sister made labels for your honey wall. And she took off the little backpack, and she's digging all through it, pulling out all kinds of stuff. And she's saying, oh no, I can't find it. And she goes, Mr. Ed, my sister made you some labels, and I just don't know where they are. But we're gonna look for you the rest of the show, and I'm getting more label, and I'm gonna find you and give them to you. Well, unbelievably, she did find me later on during the show. Like 2 days later, she found me, and she gave me these 2 labels, and it said made by Jovi. I guess her sister's name is Jovi, and these are the labels that Joey. Look at that, royal jelly, and then this one. Get out. So this is the bee talking at your beehive, right? Get out of here. So these are some. There's nothing better than that kind of art right there, in my opinion. That is absolutely stunning, beautiful. And thank you, Joby, for um, making those labels for our wall and having your sister find me and do it. All right, so let's do some more of these things. Remember, I told you about the Wooblings, Frankie and Tracy. Here's their honey label right here. What is it? Owenton, Kentucky. 10 Acres Ranch. And where are they from? South Carolina. Next one. Kim and Drew Apiary from Maryland. I like that John Deere tractor and that red barn. Oh, now this one, I like that. Bee Happy Honey. So you got two different sizes. You got a 32 ounce and a 16 ounce jar. Be happy. All right, this is from JP, the Delaware Bee Man, not JP, the Bee Man. And here's his label right there. Local raw honey. That's a big sticker. You can't miss that one. Here's another. Here's a beautiful Cattail Ridge honey. Where are you from? Maryland, MD. Poolsville, Maryland. Very nice. Another one. Doug's Hilltop Apiary with a skep on it. Local raw honey from Wildflowers. Thank you, Doug. Next one from John Peterson. Dillbilly honey. What's the triple X mean? We got J&L Honey Farm. And where y'all from? Springfield, Missouri. Now I met Gunner last year at the Navi of last year, and again I met him again this year. And this year he brought me one of his labels. In fact, I have right here in my office. I keep this on. This is his little patch that he gave me last year, and now this year I got a label from him. Thank you, Gunner. And look at this from Sheila Berger, which is the shortened form of Van Bergenstein. And here's her label. Beautiful label right there. And we got Amy's Apiary in Woodridge, Virginia. Wildflower honey. A be known. Let's see, is that? Oh no, I got a couple more right here. Man, the wall is going to be so full. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, this is these people meant to mail me this, and they never did. They gave it to me at the Navi. It's Keithville's Apiaries in Warren, Connecticut. It says, Mr. Ed or Jeff, here are a couple labels for your honey house wall. We have enjoyed watching your videos, and we will be watching more. Thanks for doing what you do, George and Kathy Keith. And here are their labels that they sent me right here. Keithville Apiaries. Thank you all very much. And I got one more. And I saved this one to the last because it's just so many of them. So Robert Godfrey, I met Robert, probably 3 years ago at Navi. And every year he's been promised me to bring me some honey. And he's a big honey producer. Here's a picture of him uh, working his bees, and he sells honey in various sizes, from 1 pound to 5 gallon, and these are all the labels and sizes of labels that it goes. That's a 2 pound bottle right there. It's a 1 pound bottle right there. Uh, that's a half a gallon right there. Beautiful stuff. And then a 1 gallon right there. So different sizes for the different bottles. I thought it went up to 5 gallons, but it was just 1 gallon is what it is. And then I got one more from my buddy, Paul Hale. He gave me this little care package right here with a bunch of stuff in it. He's a local guy. Well, I say local, he's up in Baton Rouge. This is a little magnet. Here's his sticker for the wall, but I already got one of these on the wall. And then he also sent me, I think this thing is a flosser, huh? I don't know what that, I don't even know what that is. Does it say? I don't even know what that, I think that is something for flossing. And then of course, he sent me a marking pin, a queen marking pin that of course I'm not going to use because I'm not going to do that, but a helpful color chart for the years. Oops, got to turn it around the right way. And what color they should do. So that's it. I went through everything. I'm so sorry I could not read your comments and do this. It was too much. Let me spend a little time. Hi Jeff, this is Pauline from Wales. All right. I just wondered if there's a big difference between the taste of honey in America compared to the UK. I'm sure there is, because our honey tastes different from hives that are right next to each other. So it's always the source of nectar determines the taste of the honey. It's always the case. So because things that grow in Wales, certainly they're not growing over here. Maybe they do, but for the most part, every environment is unique, and so the uniqueness of the environment then translates to the uniqueness of the taste of honey. So it's different. I think that, oh, it's a queen, to hold the queen. Very good. Well, if I just hold it with my hand, because it takes a little getting used to hold a queen, because you think you're going to squish them, but queens and bees are just more resilient than you really think. So I like holding them with my hand. You like to see more from me. Me too, Terry. Tito's, good morning. Wow. So Tito's, I know, is down in Palm Beach, Florida. Last month, I showed off his honey, and I'm happy that you're here this morning. James Dalfrey from Arizona, good morning. So Clay's informed me, yes, you hold the queen down so you can mark her. They work great for me. No more killing queens. There you go. But see, they would work really good for me because I'm not going to mark my queen, so I'm not going to kill her accidentally. At least that way, I won't kill her. Look at that, Steve. Bug Farmers Bees. Man, so happy to have you, Steve. Thank you. Take your time. We have all day. Hope your bees are surviving cold. Oh, the cold is not affecting our bees at all. If anything, our bees right now are so strong and healthy. I've been going out to the yards because I've been selling some of them. And so I'm checking the yards. And man, with the number of bees we got right now and the weight of the hives, everything is just so good right now. I'm got my fingers crossed. I always start out hopeful, and then when we harvest our honey, and it's like, what happened? It's like, it's a journey. And for sure, beekeeping is exactly like farming. You're very dependent on on nature, on what nature provides, and the bees being able to monopolize on what's going on in nature. So we're farmers. So that's a great name you got, Steve. Bug farmer. You're right. Keith Spillman. Good morning. Craig Daughter. Do they sell 100% beeswax candles? No, they don't sell 100% beeswax candles here. They do have a very, very small amount of beeswax in the candle, but it's mostly a soy candle. But they do put some of our Abbey beeswax in it. Yeah, so if you buy a candle, it's not going to be 100% beeswax. Look at all these people that know you, Keith. J3G's Farms. Good morning. So in Montana, she's saying that it's getting high temperatures in there because generally Montana is so cold. My goodness, I don't know why anybody would live there, but she says that it's become so warm, it's creating issues for beekeepers. West Cliff Honey from Colorado, the mountains are calling. When I went to Pueblo, I think it was last year I went to Pueblo. Man, I had a great time up there, talking with all the people up there, the beekeepers, and I know there's a big deal up there about the elevation, the high elevation beekeeping, where they're keeping bees higher than 7,000 feet. I think it's totally different than down lower than that. So interesting topography and ways of keeping bees. Barbara Drumaine, Louisiana just had a freeze. Great, the bees survived. They did. I'm telling you, our bees, they did very, very, very well. Annette, good morning. Glad you made it. Mary Marquet, good morning, Mr. Ed. Beekeepers in Ogden, Utah. Love your show. It's going to be 60 degrees, and our bees are active. Yeah, it'll be 70 today, and I guarantee our bees will be looking for stuff. Not that there's much to get, but they will be. Mr. Ed, have you seen any drone brood yet? I have not, and I'm looking. I'm guessing within the next 2 weeks, when I start going into these hives, that I will be finding it. So it's no drones yet, but I know it's coming. It's coming really soon. Big Dog Ron, what's the best way to order honey from you? So I left. If you want to order honey or send me your label or get in touch, go to the description in this video, and all my contact information is there. Where you want to send stuff or how much it costs, or all that stuff is in there. So, and I also have it posted on my channel page as well. So far, I've got activity on all 12 of my hives. Good for you, Huckleberry. Animal Posse. Good morning, Mr. Ed. Your broadcast episode released yesterday. It sounded really good. So that's Dixie. She and I did a podcast the other night for her animal rescue channel. And you're not going to believe what we talked about, but yep, it was bees. And 2 or 3 years ago, I did a removal at their house up in Mount Herman. It's a great video. The hive, that the house was built in the late 1800s. And so the structure of the house is atypical. You really 2-foot on center studs. So that gives bees a lot of space to work in. And we removed the bees, and then we actually brought them back here. And then he brought them back up to his property a few weeks later. And that's where they still are to this day. So I'm glad the podcast worked good, and hopefully you'll be able to send me a link to it. Andy B. All right, Andy. Just want to give you public thanks for your help. This, oh, no problem, and my pleasure. So Andy had contacted me and asking if he could use clips from my videos to do teaching for classes for new beekeepers, and I'm more than happy to share my videos to let people use that for that purpose. I mean, after all, that's really one of the reasons why I do it. James Dallery, AR, Arkansas. And I really do know that because I go to Arkansas all the time. So now getting on to the next part of my beekeeping experience for this year, it's catching swarms. I am going full all out with the challenge with the dirt rooster this year. The last couple of years, I've been so busy taking care of our bees, making sure I got enough equipment that I really haven't been able to do much with the swarms other than when I get a call, go get it. But this year I am aggressively going to trap bees and catch bees so that I can win that taco dinner, because it's just like means so much to win that Taco Bell dinner from the dirt rooster. So in fact, the video that I post next week, I show about I'm building 8 swarm traps. I'm building them. I'm painting them. Yuck. Then I get them all ready, put all the stuff in them, and then I go set them. So that's what the video is going to be about next week. And then the subsequent videos will be on what I capture in those traps. Now, I will say this for everybody listening, because I told this to Randy years and years ago when I first started the channel, very, very early on when I started the channel, and I was catching swarms. I offered people if they would send me a picture of themselves with a swarm that they catch, send it to me in through my email, and that I would then post that picture on one of the videos getting ready to come up. So I did that, and then I discontinued that practice, like 2 years after that. But this year, if you want to send me a swarm that you catch from this year, not years past, has to be this year. You want to send me a picture of you and your swarm that you catch, I will post the picture you send me on one of my channels, on one of the videos on my channel. So it'll be another thing that I'll be looking for, a flood of emails with beekeepers and the swarms they catch. But let me tell you, it's a lot of fun showing your swarm, and I love showing swarms from all over the country. Now down south, we're going to have post pretty quickly, but up north, we'll be getting them all the way up into July pictures. So I'll be running those pictures for a long time. And if you want your picture with your swarm that you caught this year on one of my videos, send it to my email, which is oscelata@gmail.com. That information is on my channel as well as on the description of this one. Eric Christensen, good morning. My goodness, I know I've missed plenty of people. And we've already been on for 1 hour. All right, so I don't think I have anything else that I need to talk about. So I'm gonna be, if there's any questions that you all want to ask me, I'm right now I'm gearing up for splitting our hives. That's Draw Stubbs. Good morning. You're not late. I'm getting ready to do splits. So over the next couple of weeks, that's what the posts are going to be on. Will be splits and swarms, and what I'm doing and preparing for them. Primarily, it's going to be using the double screen dividing boards, but there's also going to be other things in there as well. So that's really where my focus is going to be over the next couple of weeks. And I'm just going to bring you along with it. And I know because we're here in Southeast Louisiana, in the kind of really the deep South, we're literally weeks, if not months, ahead of so many other beekeepers up north. And so it's almost like I get to jump the gun on all the beekeepers up north, because what I'm doing, they're only thinking about doing, and they won't even be start doing it for weeks to go, because they're still pushing snow off their hives, and me, I'm in there, splitting them. So I love sharing that part of beekeeping with everybody. I think for me personally, growing bees is the most exciting part of keeping bees, is getting that little cluster of bees that was in there in the wintertime, and then making it grow into two boxes of bees, splitting them, and then getting those two boxes of bees to grow into two boxes of bees, and then throwing on honey supers, and then producing the honey. All that, it's just, that's what, to me, beekeeping is all about. I'm not one of those guys that wants to go in the hive and inspect. I don't treat. I don't do inspections. I don't feed. I don't do any of the things that almost every other beekeeper does. But I really, really like that way of keeping bees, and that's the way I do it. I don't recommend people keeping bees the way I do, because it's very, very risky. But for me, living where I live, and given the situation that I have access to be able to recoup my losses, it works very, very well. Navy vet, good morning. 2 feet of snow on the ground for you, Bryce. You poor man. Todd Cruz, hoping to catch some swarms this year myself. Expensive to buy, that they are. So Todd, when you catch that swarm of bees, get your picture in there with the face of you by your swarm. Take a picture and send it to me, and I'll post it on the video. Eric, the red. Somebody has to be first. Yeah, and us guys in the South, I guess that's our lucky day. Blackwater Honey Forge. Oh, I just saw your card this morning. Yep, still snowed up in New Hampshire. Not many days above freezing temps this winter. I just saw your card when I went I went through my list of cards this morning from all the people that gave me their cards at Navi, and I remember yours in there. Frog Green Rosie from Austria. Wow, not Australia, Austria. Very good. Blessed with snow? I don't think so, Keith. Highland Honey. Good morning. NH, New Hampshire. I think that what I need to do is have me a list right here of all the state abbreviations. That way, when I see it, I can go look at the list, so I won't look like an idiot when I say, "Oh no, that's Massachusetts," when it's Maine or Minnesota, or oh my goodness, it's terrible. All right, so questions. Ask your questions, please. We'll stay on a little while long if y'all like. I don't have anything to do until 10:30, and I don't know what time it is right now. So at least 20 more minutes. Shona, you're very popular. Okay, no questions. I should actually scroll through all these things and look for any questions that y'all asked. That's probably because the ones that had questions aren't here anymore. Yesterday, I woke up to freezing. It was in the 80s by mid-afternoon. I love Central Texas. Yeah, that's like our weather here. Mike Harris, how do you decrystallize honey? So my because I pump our honey from our. Oh, thank you, Annette. Me and Charlie will definitely appreciate that. Thank you, Annette. We pump our honey. Wait, how do you build your own swarm traps? The video next week will show how I do it, Dorothy. So I pump all of our honey into drums, and because honey crystallizes, you have to contend with that. So what I do is, prior to me using the honey in the drums, I wrap a blanket around it. And I've got a video showing how I decrystallize honey, but I wrap a thermal blanket around it, especially for 55-gallon drums. that it's a set temperature. It won't go over 100 degrees. So it won't burn your honey, but it takes a while, like 2, 3 weeks, depending on how hard the crystallized honey is, to start breaking down. And then once it breaks down to a certain point, well, then I can pump it into my bottler, and my bottler will then finish decrystallizing it. So generally, I need honey every 3 weeks for the gift shop, and it's just a good system that I'm decrystallizing honey in the drum, and whatever isn't decrystallized when I pump it into the bottler, by the time they need it at the gift shop, it's already back to the liquid state. So it works very well for me. What week are you starting your hive splitting? It's all going to depend on the growth of the hives, but generally, I'm going to be going into the hives within 2 weeks. I'll be going into there looking to find out the growth ready to see, and then if I open them up and I got a lot of bees in the top, well, then I'll split them apart and see what kind of bees I've got in both boxes, and if that's the case, well, you're all going to see a video on it. The two people who shouldn't have trouble with state abbreviations are truck drivers and postal workers. Well, I retired from the post office 17 years ago, so all that stuff is it's gone. There ain't no more room up here in his head. Only things that are current, and even that stuff doesn't stay long. What do I do to get a dead hive ready to receive a split? Um, just make sure it's cleaned up. And I wouldn't necessarily get it ready to do a split. I would first be getting it ready to catch a swarm. So I would then use that hive as a trap to try and catch a swarm. And then if a swarm doesn't move in by the time you're ready for your bees, well, then you can change things up so that you can accommodate the hive then for the bees that you're going to buy. But I'm a big proponent of catching your own bees. Blackwater honey. Any experience with Max poly covers for wooden hives? Um, I I actually, somebody from Be Smart sent me some of their hive covers. They're supposed to be insulated, and any hive. I think that any hive that um, is insulated or cover that's insulated is going to be an advantage to the bees. I like insulated hives. I think it makes it easier for the bees, um, even though the R value may only be a 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to be a benefit both in the cool of the winter, cold of the winter, and the heat of the summer. It's going to be a benefit. Um, I'm a big supporter of Apimaye hives. I love them, but there's lots of other less expensive uh, hives. I know Hilco has their own version of the insulated hives, and they're they're becoming more and more readily available to beekeepers, and the price really has come down a lot on them. So insulated hives are a good thing. So the covers, insulated covers, are a good thing as well. The the only problem that I found with those plastic covered hives is there's weight, so you got to put something on them because they will blow off. That's the only issue that I have. If you don't have any problem putting something on a brick or a stone or a block of wood on it, they'll work fine. Can I use moldy OSB for swarm traps? Now, you could, but I wouldn't. I try to give the bees the cleanest material that I can, because to me, if there's mold in there, there's moisture in there, the bees are going to find that, and I wouldn't use moldy that. Um, so that's just my opinion. I even though it might be free, you're going to be wasting, in my opinion, you're going to be wasting your time trying to build a trap that bees aren't going to be going to anyway because the dampness in there, they don't like that. Some memory, something in, something out. For me, it never stays long. At least it hasn't been staying long. I do air conditioning work, so wrap my hives inducted board. Yeah, in fact, when years and years ago, I built the little boxes to drop around your hives with the insulated board. I use that 1 inch, inch and a half thick stuff. Um, it helps. There's no doubt. It helps when the with the bees to regulate temperature and moisture inside of that hive. There's no doubt insulated hives are a good thing. Are you still on overload and getting rid of some hives? No, I pretty much reached the number that I want to sell. I need to over the next 2 weeks as I go out and check my hives. Um, I, I'll get a final count of them, and so for right now, no, I really don't have any more hives that I want to sell. I think I have one yard that I have too many in because what I try to do is thin out the yards so that when I make my splits, I don't have to add any more equipment to it. So I think I may have one yard that's got 2 or 3 too many hives in there. So other than that, I really don't have any because I think I've sold at least 30 hives already. It's I sold a whole bunch. So I'm about at the number that I want. Pradap, I can't even pronounce your name. Good morning and thank you for joining us. Pratt at Packery. All right. Anybody out there still with a question? 5 more minutes then. 5 more minutes. Do I have anything else I could talk about? No, I don't. I don't have anything else up on the table. But I, I will say this. I began the video, the broadcast this morning, and I'm gonna end it on the same thing. How would a guy collect bee pollen, and is it related to honey? It's not related to honey. It's just another product that the bees get and bring back to the hive because they need to feed that to their brood. And to collect it, they actually make pollen boards where you can replace your bottom board with these pollen traps that will then trap pollen for you. There's rules that you need to follow. You can't keep that on there for a long time because the bees need pollen. But a lot of people use the pollen traps and then they sell the pollen. Personally, I'm not a big fan of pollen. I think it kind of tastes funny, and I don't like the sandy taste of it. But that's just me. But pollen is, another product that bees produce that is sold. Paisley chicken. I need to put our lives in at my calendar. Catching late from Southern Indiana. I'm in pre-beekeeping state. Gifted a membership. Thank you. Oh, you're gonna love your little membership. It's there's not really a lot of perks that somebody gets for being a member of my channel. Um, you get your name shouted out on one of the videos. You get to watch the videos a few days earlier than most people because I post the videos on Monday, on Friday, but generally on Monday I post them for members only to watch. And then about once a month I make a members only video. So I make the video just for members, and that's in appreciation for your gift for me. And that's what I'm gonna. I began the live broadcast this morning with it, and I'm gonna end with it. Um, I am very, very, very much appreciated to everybody that follows along my YouTube channel. For the casual viewer, for the subscriber, for the member, everybody that watches my videos, I truly appreciate the time that you spend watching it. There's so many choices and so many other beekeepers with YouTube channels that you could be watching, and yet you still watch mine. And I greatly appreciate that. I mean, you honor me by doing that. So thank you all very much for everything you do for me. And trust me, I enjoy doing this tremendously. I love what I do here at the Abbey, and I love sharing all of the things I do at the Abbey. I know I've been accused, and I agree with it. I'm a bit long winded. I talk a lot. I think that's part of just my nature and my upbringing here in South Louisiana. I mean, we just talk. It's just part of who we are by nature and from where we are. And and I love sharing all those things with you. So I'm going to wrap it up right now. And again, thank you all very, very much for all you do for me. And I truly, truly appreciate everything that you do. So thanks for watching. Keep on watching, and I will be making more. God bless. Mr. Ed, I'm out of here until the next video. And God bless.